welcome to MandoBug Crafts, episode 36. Hi, I'm Amanda, also known as MandoBug, and I haven't recorded in a while. I've missed you guys, so thank you for coming back, returning viewers. It's been a little while, and if you're new, check me out for the first time. Thanks for stopping by. I'm glad to have you. So, starting out with something I've learned. So, I've been out for a little while, so I just picked the most recent thing that I've learned to share with you guys. And that has to do with crayon tinting. I think I talked about it on the show once, a very long time ago, like maybe the first episode. But I had picked up this kit from Hobby Lobby, I think, a couple weeks ago. No, had to be a couple months ago. And I just never touched it. I was gonna stitch it for my niece and I just never got around to it. So I found it yesterday actually, and so it's a nursery book and it comes with all the designs already stamped out onto fabric for you, and you just color them with crayon and you stitch them in and then you sew the book together. So you end up with a book and it comes with all these animals in it. So something that I didn't know about crayon tinting was that to make it even softer and more subtle of an appearance, you can color on the back of your fabric. And before, when I was doing crayon tinting, I was just coloring straight to the top, and I have a heavy hand, so I really couldn't get any shading in. Well, let me show you what crayon tinting on the back will do. So I finished the bunny. The bunny was first, and oh, there's pet hair on here. It's summertime, so my pets are shedding like crazy. So here's the bunny, and he's super cute. I haven't stitched the name yet because it's in a different color, so I'm gonna wait until I have to. I think it's match or stitch it together with the book. But so you can see he's lightly shaded brown, gray, and pink. But let's see the back. Whoa! See how dark it is on the back? So coloring super dark around the edges where I wanted to shade it gives it this nice light appearance on the front. And I'm hoping that's not see-through. I can't really tell, you know, because my window faces the other way. Maybe that helps. But it gives it a nice light shaded color instead of a completely colored in brown bunny. Because you can see, heavy hand. You do have to color darker on the back to get it to show up on the front, and if it's not showing up dark enough for you, you can always go back in with a light hand and add a little more color. But I think it's going really well. I did the bunny, and I'm working on the duck. So I'm excited. It's turning out well. It is a nice little fun project. Something different, you know. I haven't done embroidery in a little while, and I think it's a nice summer project. So that's gonna check it out. And I guess this is a work in progress, so moving to works in progress. Some of you guys may have been wondering how the heck my self-striping yarn turned out. I know after I recorded the last episode, I immediately cast on the Mystic Spiral Socks by Josh Ricks, and I finished one. I think it only took me 2 days. So this is how the heck my self-striping turned out. So I don't have sock blockers. I could just kind of show you. Let me make it all flat. This is what it looks like from the side. It looks like V's. But when you wear it, it looks like diagonals. So I think it turned out okay. The sock turned out great. I'm very happy with the sock. I'm talking about my dye job. I think the dye job turned out okay. The colors are definitely not completely solid. I know that's hard to do. And you can see my white spots from where my knots were in the skein. But for the most part, it seemed to be striping up like I expected it to, except for in the areas of the pattern where there's a little bit of deviation from a regular sock pattern. Now, my blue stripes are short. Now, I don't think I mentioned last time, but when I measured my stripes in the entire circle, I didn't have enough length to get the full 4 stripes on the blue. And so I ended up getting about 3-ish stripes with the blue and more than 2 stripes with the black near it, and it got a little funky. Next time I do self-striping, I'll just have to make sure I do the math. And then I like the ribbing. I mean, these socks fit well. Maybe I can show you. We'll see how flexible I am. But I'm really pleased with the pattern. It was really fun to knit, and it's not difficult, and it fits amazing. So let's see. Can I show you my sock? Yay! My sock fits well. So I haven't cast on the second one yet, but I probably will soonish. Here's what my yarn looks like in the skein. So I still have a lot of it left. I'll probably have leftovers. It'll be fun scrap yarn to play with. But so yeah, that's going well. And then I just started a baby blanket. So let's see, what hook am I using? I'm using an H hook to crochet the corner to corner throw. So I don't know, like, if only one person wrote this pattern or if it was just like, I mean, because okay, I need to explain myself. This blanket, the way that the patterning goes, here's my beginning. The way the patterning goes reminds me a lot of how simple a granny square is. And you know, granny squares have been around for a long time, and nobody knows who made it up. You know what I mean? Or at least I don't think anybody does. Maybe I should check that. But so I'm not really sure if I used the pattern that I linked to on Ravelry, or maybe I found it off a different website. I don't know who gets to claim rights to it, but boy, is it fun. So it's free, so I'll let you know. You can see, like, and you get a chain 3 and 3 double crochet, and in the chain 3, that's what you work in, is the chain 3s of the row below. And it gives you this nice diagonal textured blanket, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. I've made one of these before in the past for a friend, and they work up so fast. I made the blanket for her in under 2 weeks. So, I mean, I don't plan on making this one that fast. It's just kind of something nice to do on the couch. But I think my favorite part is this yarn. So I've gone to Hobby Lobby. I like to use acrylic for blankets because very machine washable. My Afghan on my couch is all Hobby Lobby acrylic, and I've had it for 2 years now, and it's good to go, except for some holes which were my fault. But Hobby Lobby has this new yarn, or at least it's new to me, and it's really cool because it reminds me of hand spun. I haven't really seen another yarn that's like this. If you look at it up close, can we look at it up close? Yeah, there you go. You can see it's a 4-ply. 3 of the plies are white, and 1 of the plies is a different color. And that color is very long color changes. And so you get this really cool effect. And I mean, they are long color repeats because I did these 4 rows, and I have 2 slightly different colored blue. I don't even know if you can really tell the difference between the 2, but 2 rows are a slightly lighter blue than the other 2 rows. But I didn't even get to any of the cool blues, the light blues or turquoises or green. So I'm excited to see how that crochets up in this blanket. I plan to, I'm on the 2nd row of this blue, and then I'm going to do 12 rows of lime green and then start this stripey repeat again. So I think it'll turn out good. I haven't been weaving in my ends. No! But that's all my works in progress for now. So moving on to finished objects. I've only finished one thing, and I finished it yesterday. I mean, I haven't recorded because seriously guys, I lost my crafting mojo. I don't know what happened. All I wanted to do was lay on the couch and play video games and watch movies. Things that didn't really require that much attention span. But I feel like I'm back in the game full force, and I have my mojo back. So When I went and found that nursery book project, I also found a very old project that was pretty nearly done, and I can't believe I didn't just finish it a long time ago. This project was actually on my very first episode, which is it's a terrible episode, by the way. I feel really sorry for you if you watched it. It wasn't very organized, and obviously I was not comfortable in front of the camera, and it's very bad video and audio quality because it was on my old laptop, and I advise you not to watch it. But I finished my anniversary. Oh, can I get the glare off of it? Maybe. I finished my anniversary embroidery, and it's gonna be glary unless I tilt it. So, because it's in the frame, which is how I drew it up. So this is my own design that I just drew up, and I fitted it for this frame because I love this gothic looking frame and pumpkins, right? So Josh and I got married in October, and so I did very Halloween themed. This was for a hoopla along on craftster.org, and I'm not sure if it's still going on because this is from last summer, but I don't see why it wouldn't be. I used to participate, and that month's theme was the number 10, and so I went with my anniversary, which is October, which is the 10th month, and I never turned it in, stopped participating. I probably should get back into it because I've kind of picked up embroidery again and I've been having fun with it. So maybe I'll go see if that's still an active board. When I was participating, they would give out a random prize drawing prize. They'd give out a random prize for everyone who participated, and it would either be like crafting supplies or a gift card, which was awesome. So very happy with my anniversary embroidery. I absolutely love it. I wish I would have picked different colors because I wanted the pumpkins to pop more. You can see I outlined them. This is hard to keep the glare off. I outlined them in pretty much the same color I crayon tinted them with, and so it doesn't really quite pop like I wanted it to, but still happy. So moving on to check it out. Oh my goodness, pause. Okay, sorry, I forgot my check it out. Whoops. So, for my check it out this week, this is something I noticed, and I had been keeping an eye on it, and it just kept blowing my mind. So I had to share it with you guys. First of all, my husband is a worthy knitter, yes. He is not, I learned he is not a worthy wool knitter. So you may remember, if you've been watching for a little while, that I knit my husband what I called Seahawk socks. And he wears them all the time. He pretty much wears them as soon as they're clean again, and then washes them and then wears them again as soon as they're dry. And these things have gone through the washing machine so many times. This is why I tell you he's not wool knit worthy. I tried to tell him that I will hand wash the socks, and I'm pretty sure he wasn't listening and just threw them in the washer. And I was like, no! But the very first socks that I knit for him just so happened to be in Premier Yarn's wool-free sock. So there's no wool in them. And let me tell you, these bad boys have held up. I have not taken like a delinter to them or a little razor or nothing. They have held their own. And like they've been through the washing machine at least 20 times. Because like I said, he absolutely loves them. I think one of them has a fuzzy spot on them. See if I can find it. Oh, it's right here. I don't know if you can, oh, maybe if I turn it a little you can see it's right here. And that's not from going through the washing machine. That is because, well, I mean it is, because when it went through the washing machine it stuck to his shorts that had Velcro pockets. So, I mean, even after being pulled off of Velcro, trying to get the profile view of the fuzziness, even after being pulled from Velcro, like that's the worst that happened. So, it really blows my mind how much these socks are holding up from going in and out of the washing machine and dryer. So if you don't have a problem with wool-free, Premier Yarn's wool-free yarn, which, I mean, it's soft. He wears just these socks. He doesn't put them over another pair or anything. I had no problem knitting with them. They have some elasticity to them, and boy do they hold up in the washing machine. So I'm pretty sure the only socks I'm going to knit my husband are going to be out of this yarn, because I'm so afraid that if I do spend the time to knit him socks made out of wool, he's going to just throw them in the washing machine. And they will not look like this. I mean, I know superwash wool can go in the washing machine, but not as much as these have. So, that's my check it out. Moving on to current events. So, I have some drawings to do. Our April and May finished objects threads have closed, a little late, but honor system, nobody posted after May 31st, so good on you guys. So why don't I do that? Let's see. This time I was smart, and I put the prize in the bag for the drawing, so I know what I'm drawing for. So this is the fiber bag. I'm giving away my turquoise BFL swirl. Now, whoever wins this, it may bleed a little bit, but probably not a lot. The dye bath on this did not exhaust all the way, and I had to rinse it, I think, at least twice, but should be pretty good to go. It's a, so what do you call this? See how it's like darker blue and then lighter blue and then darker blue? It's all from the same color dye pot. I just dipped different parts in, like a weird gradient. And then the base is a BFL swirl, so you can see the natural dark colors running through the braid. And I don't know if I said, but it's 4 ounces. So, let me draw for the winner. And there weren't very many entries, so I think you have a good chance. The winner is my chicken scratch. Fulu loves me. I never know how to say that. Is it Thulu? Cthulhu? Do you pronounce the C? Is it silent? I know who he is. He's the green guy. But, congratulations. I will send you a personal message on Ravelry letting you know that you won, and we'll go from there. Man, I remember what she put for her entry. It's this beautiful gradient, like dark blue to like ice blue to white. It's gorgeous, gorgeous yarn. So the next drawing is for yarn. So the winner of this drawing will get to choose one of 2 skeins. Do you want my 70s looking color palette or the purple crazy variegated palette? Your choice. They're both 400 yards of wool to dyes for platinum sock. It's I think it's a 3-ply fingering weight. It might be 4-ply, but I think it's 3. So there were a bunch of entries for this one. So brutally honest, it's a rough game here. And the winner is I Love Me Yarn. So, congratulations. I will send you a message on Ravelry letting you know that you won, and we'll go from there. So, the final drawing is for the fabric. I put it in the big bag, but I think there were the least amount of entries for this one, but the fabric takes up a lot of room. So I picked out, this is a little under 3 yards of like a gray daisy pattern that kind of matches 3 yards of this other floral, like gray and muted purples, and I don't know, I liked them. Not very spring and summery, but I really liked them, so I hope whoever wins does as well. So I think it's around 5 yards total. So lots of fabric. Enough for you to do something with. So, let me take this out. I'm like, why don't I feel the paper names in here? Alright. And the winner is Silvani! Congratulations! And just go ahead and respond to my personal message to you, letting you know that you won, and we'll go from there. So, I always love prize drawings. I feel like I'm winning, even though I'm giving away. So, also for current events, we have the Mindful Spin-Along that started on June 1st. So I talked a little bit about it last week. So, the Mindful Spin-Along. I don't want to be crazy rule-driven about it. It's going to be 1 entry per person. You must be a member of the group, and you must start after June 1st and end by July 31st or before. I'm thinking about pushing out the deadline depending on some of the stuff that you guys project. If you think that you would really like to spin a sweater's worth and it will take 3 months, let's just add another month. I'll go off of the feel for you guys. Also, I know spindle spinning is slower, so if you feel like, yeah, I really want to spin this much on my spindle, but it will take me about 3 months, I would really like 3 months better than 2 months, just voice your opinion, and I have no problem pushing out the deadline. So the whole point of the Mindful Spin-Along is to be mindful about what you're spinning. So often, I know I personally will grab some fiber and just randomly decide how I want to spin it. Like, oh, this weight, for no reason. Sometimes there's a reason, but most of the time there's no reason. And for this spin-along, I want you to really think about what you want to do with the yarn. That way, it just doesn't sit in your stash like my stash of hand spun, but you know what you want to make with it. And it's really a goal as well, because everyone has a different level of spinning ability, and it's good to try to be consistent with what you spin so that you can make what you want. If we all want to one day spin enough yarn to make a sweater, it would be best if it was consistent and you could meet your goals. So it's a good way to really gauge if you're where you think you are. So try to think ahead. I've been thinking for my spin along, for my project, I haven't started it yet, but I know I want to spin my bats. These gorgeous Tweety orange bats from Wooden Spinner Fibers by Brenda. I think I mentioned last time she normally sells out before she can get anything online, so she doesn't really sell online. She's a local provider, and I'm pretty sure I mentioned I would love a sweater out of this. This is so soft and amazing. It's BFL Merino Silk, Silk and Angelina. But I only have 3.6 ounces. And that is not enough to make a sweater for myself. But I still, I'm thinking, and I'm like, well, if it can't be a sweater for me, it can be a sweater for a baby. So, I plan on spinning it into a chain plied 3-ply, so yeah, chain ply is 3-ply. A chain plied worsted weight to knit the, what's it called? Little Coffee Bean Cardigan by Elizabeth Smith. Now, the original pattern for this cardigan is striped, but I want it to be solid. So, I'm just going to knit the pattern without the striping. It's going to be a really close call because the pattern calls for 280 yards. And I don't think I'm going to get that. I'm going to attempt to have like a light worsted and see if I can at least hit like 200 and change. I'm thinking what I can do to contrast the orange is knit the collar, the cuff, and the waist rib in a contrasting color that goes well with it. So we'll see. And like I said, so this is my goal for my mindful spin along. I'm being mindful. I have an idea in mind of what I want to do, and what I'm going to do with the yarn. But I might not meet my goal. So that doesn't matter. If you set a goal, I'm gonna spin this into this yarn so that I can knit it into this, and you don't meet your gauge or you don't meet your yardage requirements, oh well. The point was that you thought about it before you did it. So that's what the Mindful Spin Along is all about. And just in case you're wondering, Lindsay of the Knitworm Diaries is also doing a spin along. Hers runs for 3 months, so hers is longer than mine for now. I don't know, I might push it out. But we're totally promoting double dipping, so you can go check hers out as well. Upcoming events. So I don't really have any events coming up. I know that I will be doing a lot more embroidery and a lot more sewing. I went to my local fabric store and went nuts. I bought a lot of fabric. I bought enough fabric to make a dress and 3 blankets. Baby blankets, but still 3 blankets. So, I'm sure you'll be seeing a lot of that in the weeks to come. Sorry I haven't been recording regularly. Like I said, I lost my mojo, but I think it's back, and I should be recording regularly again. So, I hope that you crafted something awesome while you were watching, and I will see you next week. Bye!